Hi guys, welcome to this channel in this eventful week of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As the saying goes, it is always the darkest just before dawn. On the Russian-Ukrainian border, it is winter, and winter is the coldest just before spring. It is the week when winter ends and spring starts. The official start of spring is 1st of March. Nobody knows it better than Vladimir Putin, who had been amassing his troops just outside the Ukrainian border. He wanted to make use of this winter period to the best of his needs. Let's look at the terrain a little bit. The Ukraine border with Russia is it's not a hilly terrain, it's mostly plains, and plains it is with soil which is not exactly rocky in nature or which is hard in general times. It is usually of the softer loam variety, and this is what Vladimir Putin or the Russian military strategist knows can get a little messy or a little soggy when you sprinkle a little bit of water along with some warm weather on that. Okay, so now it's winter, the ground is frozen, and let's, as the saying goes, hit the hammer when the steel is hot. So that's what Putin has just done. Let's look at it. Let's rewind a few months back. Putin started amassing his troops around the November. November is where winter had started. He needed time to get all his troops, heavy vehicles and armored personal carriers and stuff like that, to that point on the border. The Russia-Ukraine border is one tiny bit of Russia. Russia is so big, so he had to get stuff from all over his places, and it takes time, and position them in the right place and amass, say, the supply chain, food and the material across to that point on the Russia-Ukraine border. So it took him time. November, December, January was, I think, fair time, from my perspective, fair time to get all his hundreds of tanks across to that part. Now there came something which he kind of calculated, but not exactly, was the Beijing Olympics. Russia and China became kind of friendlier in the months just after Christmas, and this is where when the two leaders met, and it actually became quite imperative on Russia to understand that there is a Winter Olympics that is going to span out in Beijing from February 4th to February 20th. Well, the timing was still not bad. He still had 1 week before spring starts, and it did actually. February 20th, the Beijing Olympics, Winter Olympics, finished, and he and Russian President Putin recognized the breakaway republics of Ukraine on February 22nd. It didn't take him too much of time. In fact, he was a man in a hurry right now. He wanted to make use of this darkest period before dawn, and he couldn't wait for another 3 days or 4 days. Another 2 days gone, and he declared open war with Ukraine. Let's look at it also from another factor. Why timing is everything. Winter is the best time for Russia when Russia gets recognized by the European powers because of their need for the Russian gas. Germany relies heavily on Russian gas. Even more is Poland, which maybe 70% or somewhere in that range relies on Russian gas. And winter is when the heating systems in Polish homes, where if Russia cuts off their gas, which they did a few years ago, it hits the middle class, it hits the working population, and it hits the vote bank of the Polish and the German politicians, and this is where Putin can hit the hardest. So he wanted to have that trigger. He wanted to use that trigger before the winter runs out, and that's why he started amassing his troops in November and wanted to finish his game or military tactics or military aggression or military objectives while the winter is rolling, while there is a need of Russian gas in European homes. Okay, so this is where February finishes, March starts, spring starts, and he wanted to start his invasion and wrap up his invasion before the spring has actually taken foot. So here are three factors which I have summed up in this video is the soil condition, the topology, the frozen condition of the soil. Usually you have seen that Russia has been making a lot of these tanks which are the heaviest of the tanks. They have light tanks, they have light vehicles, but we didn't see any light vehicles on the border. We saw the T-90s, 272s, which are the full-on tanks, which are the heaviest in the armory. And they require hard, steady soil. They move fastest on hard, steady soil, and that's what winter gives the military generals. Germany, next comes Germany and Poland and the European powers. They require Russian gas most during winter, and that's where again winter comes in. Winter finishes in February. And the third thing is Beijing Olympics, Winter Olympics. It finished on February 20th, and this is when bang bang bang, February 22nd, he fired his first shot, Vladimir Putin, and declared recognition for this split for the breakaway republics. And February 24th, he officially, in a way, declared war on Ukraine. The timing couldn't be better. He's still a man in a hurry. He wants to wrap up his operations before spring breaks out and the soil becomes soggy and Europe loses its need for the precious Russian gas. Well, that's it for today, and this is where, as the saying goes, fighting is like making love. Timing is everything. Thanks for watching and have a good one.